Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to introduce our dogs to you a little bit more. I've had loads of questions over the years about our dogs and about the work that we do with them. So today I wanted to show you some of the different breeds that we work with and the jobs that we ask them to do and why it is that those particular dogs are so wonderful to work. I'll also tell you a bit about the general breeds that we use in falconry and why we tend to choose those dogs over other types of dogs. So before I go into more details about each type of dog, I just thought I'd start the video by showing you one of my favourite routes that I like to walk with the dogs. At the moment they're just at the end of their holiday period, if you like, so they have a working season where we expect them to work pretty hard every day, and then they get a big summer holiday which is nice for them and a lot of downtime, although I think really they prefer working because at the end of the day a dog is always happiest when they've got a job to do. Through the sort of midsummer they get a bit of downtime, which is quite good. As you can see, it's pretty hot. However, this route, which is just in the hills around our house, is just wonderful to go with them, especially when we get up to the woods. And it's a big incline all the way, but you get rewarded with some really beautiful views at the end of it. The dogs definitely walk a lot further than me because they cannot help but work their way through all the cover. There's loads of bracken and gorse and brush that all just is so tempting for a working dog because there's so many good smells. There's the odd pheasant hidden in there that they like to flush. And as you can see, when we get out to the top of the hills, you can look all the way down the valley, and our house is tucked away in that valley all on its own, which is really nice. So this is Luna, and she is a German short-haired pointer, probably one of the most popular breeds that falconers will use here in the UK, especially for hunting with falcons alongside the English pointers and some of the wire-haired pointers as well. They're deep-chested dogs that have the ability to easily cover big open ground, and their excellent noses can seek out prey hiding in cover that would often be very hard for a falconer to find on their own in order to serve their falcon during a hunt. You may also have noticed that in some of the footage she looks a little bit wider than you would perhaps expect. And this footage that I filmed back in the summer, Luna was actually 4 weeks pregnant. The energetic dog that she is, she didn't really slow down until about a week before she actually gave birth. Luna is a very intelligent dog, and she has picked up over the years lots of different tasks, both for falconry and also for shooting work. So she understands different jobs and different prey as well. She understands, for example, that the chickens that free range around our house are not for chasing and hunting, whereas pheasants that she finds in the wild would be, and she understands how to behave around our birds. So most of the birds tolerate her, except for the Harris hawks, as you can see in the footage. The female Harris hawk Bella there warning her to stay away. She knows to go around carefully, whereas her relationship with the falcons is a lot better because she works with them, whereas she doesn't tend to work with my hawks as much, so they're not as tolerant of her being around. Who's that? Is that Khan? Yes. Our dogs who understand their jobs get very excited to work, and you can see the excitement in the way that they move. They understand what's required, and at the end of the day they really like that structure and routine, so when they know what's being asked of them, then they are super excited to get working, and it makes it a really pleasant experience. At the end of the day we're going to work as a team, and so it's really nice to have a teammate that actually understands what it is you're trying to achieve. The other breed of pointer that we really enjoy working is the Italian Spinoni, and what a beautiful dog they are. They're not a dog that's particularly popular over here in the UK, and indeed there aren't actually that many of them around, but those who do have them will know just what wonderful companions, hunters and members of the family they are. Unlike a lot of the other pointer breeds, which can be often quite highly strung and very wired and neurotic, we actually find the Italian Spinoni to be much calmer in their temperament. They still have all that hunting drive that we would expect of any HPR dog, that's a hunt, point, retrieve dog. But we find that they are just total clowns. They're just really good fun to be around. They're very playful. If anything, you have to try and calm down some of that playfulness when they're working, but they are just really, really good fun, and a really good dog with an amazing nose that are just very, very enjoyable to work. We have two working Spinoni. We have Bryn, who some of you will remember as a puppy a few years ago. He's nearly 3 now, and he has grown quite a lot. He's nearly 40 kilos now. He's absolutely huge, but he covers the ground really well. He's a very deep-chested dog. He never tires. He will work all day long, whether that's with me or with James, depending on what work we're doing, but he's a very versatile HPR. In this footage you can see Bryn successfully flushing pheasant for me. These two birds were destined for the pot, so they were just to feed us for our tea. You can see how he waits to make sure that he's marked the birds, and then he starts to retrieve the first bird back to me. Of course, none of this work is made possible without a lot of training, and here you can see our Cocker Spaniel Maverick just going through a basic dummy training exercise. I threw out 2 different training dummies, slightly different textures and weights, and then asked him to retrieve each one in turn. During the spring and the summer, which is the closed hunting season, we take that time to do training with the dogs, bringing on younger dogs like Grace, our other Spinoni, who's much younger than Bryn, and we put that time into them to keep them ticking over. Even when they're older, they still need that attention, and then they're ready to go in the autumn at the start of the hunting season. So overall, even though we have a mixture of pointers, spaniels and teckles, we do expect them all to be fairly versatile in their work. Certainly some are better at some jobs than others, and some of them we're really lucky with, like Bryn and Luna, who will turn their hand to a lot more tasks, but we try to get them doing as much as possible, which means they can work consistently through the year, whether that be falconry or shooting or bird related activities. They always want to be involved, because at the end of the day, if they're not working, they're pretty bored. They don't see it as much of a holiday, so that's what they love to do, and we try to get them to do it as much as possible. I hope that video has been of interest to you. I know it's a little bit different to what I usually do, so I'd be interested to know what you all think. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all very soon.